One. You're listening to Business Podcasting Made Easy, the TV talk show formula where you get a roadmap to elevate your authority and expand your visibility with a TV talk show that you are proud of. And you're listening on the IBGR radio network. This is episode 31. Today we're talking about mapping out your season strategy, what to talk about, and who to interview. Welcome to the show. I'm Donna Kunde, co-founder of the IBGR Network, global radio authority and podcast expert and producer of over 14,000 podcasts.
And I'm Declan Oseguera, TV producer and international TV talk show host. And my TV talk show formula has impacted over 100,000 lives globally and gives business owners and entrepreneurs a simple way to be seen and heard with their own purpose-driven message. And we are your hosts for this 13-week journey. And remember, you can easily follow the plan at tvtalkshowformula.com. And if you want direct live support from us for your TV talk show, contact us today at tvtalkshowformula.info. Oh, and we get to start with a quote from a really amazing, powerful influencer in the world. Had so many adjectives to choose from. I was like, which one am I going to choose? So our very own Donna Kunde here says, I love this so much.
You laughed out loud.
I did. I was like, that's the quote. Just like dogs can smell fear, viewers can tell when you're not prepared.
It's so true.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes.
So true.
Yes. I'm still laughing because it's such a great thing. It is so true, and I've experienced it from admittedly having done episodes of shows not entirely prepared, and also seeing other people witnessing what it looks like when you're just kind of winging it. And I think we have talked about not winging it in earlier episodes, right? And this is why we're inviting you to do all of these action steps and to listen to what we think you need to know about how to create your TV talk show, because we don't want you to wing it, because we want you to be noticed and to be someone worth watching, right? So you can build your following, build your business, and make the impact in the world that you want to make. And so it really boils down to being prepared.
Yeah, prepared and intentional. And this
I was going to say that.
This is my episode because I kind of insisted we put something in here about this, just because of my experience working with podcasters, business owners who are brilliant and have something to say, but for the ones that work with me and will roadmap a season out, they finished that hour with me after going through the 13 weeks. We do 13 weeks at the station. That's our recommendation. But when they finish that, they're like, oh, this feels so good. I have more clarity on my business than I had before. And I know exactly what I'm going to say when I'm going to say it, instead of, oh gosh, what am I going to say? And so this is about becoming a person worth watching by choosing a season theme and designing an easy to follow roadmap for your viewers and yourself to follow.
And I have to say, we have a very specific roadmap for this show, right? It all started with that process. And I will admit, the Donna's way of doing this was not a way I had done it. And it was extraordinary. After we got through it all, it's sort of like puzzle pieces, right? And guess what? Sometimes those puzzle pieces are still moving because we realize that maybe as we're going along, things don't quite fit the way we thought, or maybe what we thought we'd talk about isn't quite the right thing at this time. And so we wouldn't know that if we didn't have a clear plan, if we weren't intentional about what we want our audience to get, what we think is important for you to know ahead of time versus just showing up and winging it.
Yeah, and a little bit about what you need to know, going off script. Just stay with me for a minute. You and I, Declan, are creating our season theme is TV talk show formula, but we are following the podcasting roadmap influencers
Right.
formula way of doing things. We are not,
Exactly.
we are not modeling necessarily the TV talk show formula format that people will follow. So, you know, when those of you that have been with me on Influencers Formula, you know, we talk about 13-minute mentors, 13 weeks, 13 episodes, 13, 13, 13, 13 minutes. Your TV talk show can be longer than that. You've had experience doing them 30 minutes to 60 minutes. You say 60
Yeah.
minutes is kind of long, but do you
Yeah.
you know, it's just be intentional about choosing something. So you want to speak to the timing?
Yes, and I recommend when people are getting started with doing a TV talk show, 30 minutes maximum, because it goes by very fast. As you can see, 13 minutes here blows by before we know it. We're like, oh my God, we're out of time. So it's roughly double that is half an hour, a little, you know, plus 4 minutes. It goes by very quickly, and there's a lot that you're coordinating and thinking about when you're hosting. We're going to talk a lot about hosting in future episodes, right? Because not only are you interviewing, you're the host, but you're also the producer of your show, especially in the beginning. You're doing things, so you don't want to over extend yourself with the length of the
Right.
show. So I recommend 30, and 13 minutes. The way that Donna's talking about it, you know, we get a lot done in 13 minutes, right? But we have a really tight structure around this. So for those of you that are already following that formula, I think that's a great way to go. And if you're brand new to doing any kind of show, then, you know, plan around 30, but don't plan for more than that in the beginning. And then you can adjust as you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. And what we want you to know is that your listeners can be fickle. And so always
Not can
remember
be, they will
that,
be.
yeah, they're going to be,
I am.
they're trading their most valuable asset, which is their time to tune into your
Yes.
show. So
Yeah.
you want to really, the key takeaway for this episode is make yourself easy to follow by doing the pre-work. Think about, are you going to have a season theme? What is the strategy? And then share it with your audience. Our audience, you all have a roadmap that you can follow. You know exactly what's coming next. You know exactly where we've been, what we've done. You have a little checklist. If you want to get into that much detail, you can, but it just give a tangible start date at a minimum and an end date. Are you going to do 10 weeks? Are you going to do 13 weeks? Commit to this so that they can put it on their phone. They can follow you. They can want to follow you, and then give them your best every time, because you know exactly what to say and who's going to be joining you. You can line up your interviewees. It's going to help you with marketing along the way. And for all of these reasons, we say, decide to get intentional about setting a start and end date for your season.
Yeah. I mean, it's time to be intentional. We just
Yeah.
moved you up the decision. You've decided you're intentional. It's now time to be intentional. But and what we're talking about is pick a date. And I know this can be really scary. Like, oh my gosh, like suddenly we're here. Like you're on the edge of the nest. We're kicking you out of the nest. Pick a date for when you're going to do your first episode. And are
Yeah.
you going to be 10 weeks, 13 weeks? It's totally up to you how you want to do it. I love how you chose. I asked Donna just earlier, how did you come up with 13 weeks?
Yeah.
And she said, business quarters. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yes.
13 weeks and a quarter.
You
Yeah.
know, it makes sense. So she said, we're all business owners here. So business quarters. I'm like, oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Right?
And you can literally, you know, if you decide to do the 13 weeks, you can literally do like a spring theme or a fall theme or however that goes along with that. Because we were talking about like, how do you do themes you're branding you, and whatever you do, whatever comes out of your mouth as an influencer, because you've decided to get behind a microphone, you're becoming an influencer or a thought leader, however you want to look at it. You're different now. People want to follow you, and however you capture it. So, you know, we have a PR consultant. She has her own PR firm on the station, and she's in South Africa, and her theme is one season she did African women business owners. Now she's doing just African business owners. She could do Nigerian business owners. She can do South African business owners. She, whatever season, then she knows who to contact. Or like
Exactly.
you, Declan, you know, you can do expat to Portugal, and you've done cooking shows, and you've done different themes
Lots of themes.
of your, yeah. And it fits together, and it gives, and so what we're saying here is to just be intentional
Yeah.
about choosing a start date. Yes, you're going to need that. Think about
Yes.
how long you want to go, and start to just roadmap it out. Who do you want on your show? What, maybe you start with who do you want to interview and see what kind of theme shows up from that, or you know, different way. Or you can contact us at tvtalkshowformula.info. We can roadmap with you. We can brainstorm with you.
Exactly. And you've already done the work, the starting work around guest list, right? This is why we had you do that several episodes ago. So you're going to pull that out because we know you did this already, and take a look to see how do these people match up with your TV talk show theme, right? With the concept for your show. Maybe they are a match, maybe they're not. And that was just, I think, 15 people we had you start with, but
Yeah.
You're going to be adding more people to that list now, especially. So, but think about who are the people that you have already, that right now that you could have on your lineup as guests that you could be inviting to the show.
So choose a launch date. Decide how many episodes you want to commit to doing. This also helps with burnout, to avoid burnout, because you know, I'm going to do 10. I've committed to 10, and you have an end in mind. Know who you want to interview, map it out, put it on your calendar. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Well, I like you in the 30 seconds or less that we have left, the burnout part. That's such an important thing. When you know you're going to do 13 episodes, then like there's an end, and you know there's a pause, right? And then you can do other things. And so without that, it's just like, oh, I got to do it again. I got to do this again. I got to do this again. It doesn't become fun. We want it to be fun.
Yeah, we don't want it to be a chore.
Yeah.
So episode 31, mapping out your season strategy, what to talk about and who to interview. Very important. They're all very important, but really take time to do this. Be intentional about it. You can follow the Influencers Formula format, 13 minutes, 13 weeks, 13 by 13, or you can choose the 30 minutes, 10 episodes, however many you choose. Just do it now. Make the choice. We're going to end it here. I am Donna Kunde.
And I'm Declan Oseguera. We'll be back after a short break.
Thanks for listening.